Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. We are Father Son Galaxy. I am Kerwin. This is Keith. We've got a lot to talk about this evening, right? Not only are we going to talk about the Bad Batch, but we're just going to keep you posted and update as to other things that are happening in the Marvel and Star Wars universe and what's happening with us on the podcast channel. So
today was a big day for us.
Yes, exactly.
We'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, so we hope that you'll stick around to the very end because we have a lot of cool things to talk about. All right. Right now, let's get started with talking about episode 9 of the Bad Batch called The Crossing. All right. So it seems that the Batch are still recovering from the loss of Echo.
Yeah.
Right.
Still reeling.
They're reeling. Yeah. So, and they don't seem to be taking it very well, especially
Omega.
So right now we're going to talk about Omega, what she's feeling, what she's going through. Obviously, she misses Echo. This is the second, besides Crosshair, the second member of the Batch that has left, and she feels that her family is, kind of breaking up or falling apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're on this mission. We're on the planet. I don't think I recall the name of the planet they gave the name, but they're looking for ipsium, all right? And I was wondering, okay, ipsium, is this something that's already in Star Wars canon? I've never heard of it. Apparently not, but so I went to Wikipedia, and this is from Wikipedia. Ipsium is a type of mineral. It was tremendously valuable when refined. In its raw form, it's highly volatile. It has a blue crystal-like outer shell and a yellow liquid substance on the inside. Went on the mission with the squad, right? For this episode, the clone Tech compare the raw mineral as a thermal detonator. So maybe that's the purpose of the ipsium.
They never used as boom booms.
Well, probably. They never did explain. I believe that they were working on another mission for Sid. They didn't explain why Sid needed something like that. But I guess if it's valuable, she wants to find it, and then of course she wants to sell it and make some money.
So Sid owned a mine in this, this planet. I don't know where it was.
Right.
But she sent the Batch out to go refine some for her. And that's why they were there.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, then again, personally, Omega is once again unhappy with the way things are going. And her brothers, her team,
dads.
Are not getting along. So, people, their emotions in regards to what happened with Echo, it comes out in different ways. With Omega, she just wants to be left alone pretty much. And then you got Tech, Wrecker, and Hunter. They're just going at each other and they're arguing like brothers. And then Tech says something to Omega that was very cold, and
says, "What is your issue?
What is your issue?" And that really set her off. And Omega,
and I'm like, "Oh my,
yeah,
Tech! I thought you had better parody skills than this." Man.
Right. And Omega.
This is why he doesn't have kids.
Well, right. Omega ran off, and so Tech had to make amends. And this was a very touching moment between Tech and Omega. Omega is trying to get through to Tech to say, well, what do you, she wants to get to the heart of his heart. What are you feeling? What's going on? What do you think about what's happening to our family? And she says to Echo that to Tech that the brothers are fighting. What Tech had to say was, well, he handles things differently. Like he processes moments and thoughts differently, but it doesn't mean that he feels any less than she does. And I thought that was just very touching that he would admit that to her. But I think she found something in Tech where he actually opened up, and not quote numbers and binary codes and give these short answers. She really touched him in his heart. It seemed like it,
she really struck a nerve there.
She struck a nerve,
in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. So it looks like we're going to see maybe more between Echo. I keep saying Echo. I miss Echo. She keeps we're going to keep seeing more with Tech and Omega, maybe. So their relationship is starting to bloom a little bit. So really, Omega has reached out to pretty much every member of the batch now, like
Crosshair.
So even Crosshair, when the last season is, she says, we're your brothers, those are your brothers, we're family. Crosshair wasn't having it, but she did reach out to let him know that she does still care for him, and there was a point where she thought the chip was the one that was actually causing him to
just
do
like,
the
nah, I like this.
Had nothing to do with the chip. So, so that was pretty cool. It was I thought it was an emotional episode. And then the biggest thing that happened in this episode, which was out of the blue,
their ship was stolen.
The Marauder. I mean,
the Marauders. Go on.
And that tells me something else with the team. I think the team really they're losing
touch.
Yeah, they're losing focus on who they are, what their purpose is. And what's happening, these things are happening around them. And I think the reason why is because they're just losing they just don't have any more of a focus as to where they need to go or what happens next.
They're having an identity crisis. They really don't know who they are because the galaxy changed the moment Order 66 was ordered, because clones no longer really have a place.
Yeah.
Even the Empire is looking to phase them out.
Right. They're slipping up, so it's there. I usually they say, well, who would be at fault or who should be responsible? It would be the leader. Yeah. Right, and which is Hunter. And I think Hunter, he's not expressing it yet, but I think he understands that the batch, his team is breaking up.
Yeah,
and
very badly.
He is responsible for bringing them back together. And I don't know what he's going to do, what he's going to say, but I think he realizes that something is going on. They're not as cohesive as they used to be, and something needs to happen. Yeah. It's all right. Okay. All right. So that was the episode 9. So we'll be back, of course, obviously.
Q&A,
right. We'll be back for episode 10 next week. But we wanted to stop for Q&A, and then we're going to go into some upcoming, talk some news and information. We've been so far behind on things that's been happening with Star Wars and Marvel. We just wanted to catch everybody up in case you didn't know what's going on. But let's go with Q&A first.
Alex.
Thanks, Alex. Thanks for joining.
I love how Tech opened up to Omega and how they grew closer to one another. Great character development.
Yes.
True.
Yes, exactly. Great character development. And him making the point that, he processes things, differently. That's something.
Because he's a lot more pragmatic.
Right.
As in a sense.
Right. But so he does have feeling, and he admitted that to Omega. And
Tech's not just a machine.
Exactly.
He has machines, but he's not one.
Right. So I'm glad that they were able to get past, at least for this moment, they're able to continue to move on and try to stay together as a family, as a team, All right. Okay. All right, so very good. So let's catch up on what is going on.
Breaking news.
There's a lot.
Star Wars news.
I know it's not. I don't know if it's breaking because it's been around for a couple of weeks. Like I said, we've been falling so far behind in our news.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, well, that's true. Okay. All right. So let's talk about The Mandalorian season 3.
So season 3 premieres March 1st.
We are 2 weeks away from The Mandalorian season 3. Can you believe it? Yeah. All right. So here's what we're going to do. So as far as our live stream, we will continue the live stream on Wednesdays, right? But what we're going to do is have 2 live streams. We're going to have one for The Mandalorian and one for The Bad Batch.
Which means that our Bad Batch streams will be moving to Thursday, sadly, so that we can cover The Mandalorian on Wednesday.
First, yes, exactly. So starting March 1st,
yes.
We are going to do a live stream on The Mandalorian every Wednesday, starting March 1st. And then the live stream episodes, our reviews of The Bad Batch, like you said, will be done on Thursday, starting March 2nd.
So we'll be returning back to the 2 live streams a week we did, where we had She-Hulk and Andor releasing at the same time.
Right. So it just so happens that we have 2 Star Wars projects dropping simultaneously, so we want to cover both. Absolutely. So we'll finish up The Bad Batch, the last few episodes on Thursday, and then The Mandalorian starting Wednesday, March 1st. All right. Okay. So next thing, we received a couple of press releases. So this is, public information. Let's talk about first Star Wars Visions. All right.
So that releases May 4th.
Yes.
That is a Sunday, by the way.
Is it a Sunday? I don't think so.
It is.
That can't be right.
I looked. Dad.
Okay.
Calendar.
I didn't even bother to check the day, May 4th. But okay, so let's go into Vision. So you have, all right, let me read off the information for Vision. So what we have here is we are delighted that
correction. That's a Thursday.
Okay. It's all right, Keith. All right.
I'm in the wrong month.
Okay. All right. So I have my information highlighted. So what's happening here? Okay. So so we're following the Emmy Award nominated success of Star Wars Visions. The newest volume will continue to push the boundaries of Star Wars storytelling with 9 new shorts from 9 studios from around the globe, employing the most captivating animation styles from a variety of countries and cultures. The second volume offers a dynamic new perspective on the storied mythos of Star Wars. All right. So there are going to be 9 episodes, and each episode represents a different country from different parts of the world. So we're going to.
Can I listen?
Yeah, sure. So that's actually on the next page.
Yes. So the countries represented are Spain, Ireland, Chile, the UK, South Korea, France, India, Japan, and South Africa, as well as the United States.
Right. Okay. Now, if we and they also have the titles of each episode. So let's run through the titles. So we could start with.
You want to alternate?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So you want to start with. Yeah. So you have the highlighted page. I don't know why mine is not highlighted. I must have missed a page. Anyway. So, all right. Let's start with.
So this first episode will be titled Sith by El Guiri Studios. That's in Spain.
Okay. All right. Next title is Screecher's Reach from Ireland. Studio is Cartoon Saloon.
Next title is In the Stars, Studio Punk Robot from Chile.
Right, from Chile. Okay. I Am Your Mother from the studio Aardman in the United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Journey to the Dark Head by Studio Mirror in South Korea.
All right. The Spy Dancer from Studio La Cachette from France.
The Bandits of Golok, 88 Pictures from India.
Right. The Pit from Dart Stagio and Lucasfilm Limited. So that is a collaboration that's taking place for the United States. The Pit.
And Owl's Song, Triggerfish, South Africa.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. So again, nine new episodes from nine different countries. Cities. Yeah, that's very, very cool. So, I'm looking at these titles, and one that stands out for me is, I don't know if there's any title that interests you. But
I'm Your Mother.
That's very interesting. I Am Your Mother. What do you think?
Sounds like something Mom would say. I am your mother. Go clean your room.
Right. Could it be a Sith? Maybe a female Sith who has a child out there who might be either a Sith or a Jedi?
That would be so awkward.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I Am Your Mother. Yeah. And another title that interests me is called The Spy Dancer. That's the one from France. And I don't put Star Wars and dancing in the same sentence.
Jabba's Palace.
It's very interesting. Jabba's Palace. Okay. Dancing. Okay. And I was thinking maybe what type of dance are we talking about? Are we talking about ballet or talking about something else? But that's pretty interesting. Yeah. So they're great titles. Again, they're dropping on May the 4th. All right.
With you.
All right. So that is Star Wars Visions. All right. We have another press release that came out. Another series dropping on May the 4th. This is called Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures. All right. This is set during the High Republic era. The animated series follows Jedi younglings as they study the ways of the Force, explore the galaxy, help citizens and creatures in need, and learn valuable skills needed to become Jedi along the way. All right. And then it is produced by Lucasfilm, obviously, for Disney Plus and Disney Junior. Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures is executive produced by Lucasfilm's James Waugh, Jackie Lopez, and Josh Rhimes. Michael Olson of Puppy Dog Pals is a showrunner and executive producer. Elliot Bohr of Elena of Avalor is the supervising director and co-producer. Janine Hodson of Puppy Dog Pals is producer. And Lamont McGee Black Lightning is the consulting producer.
Mhm.
So Star Wars: The Jedi Adventure stars Jamal Avery Jr. as Kai Brightstar, Juliet Donfeld as Liz Soleil, D. Bradley Baker. How about that?
Is Nubs a clone?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't think he has to be a clone. It's just a different character that D. Bradley Baker is so talented. I mean, he can voice anything. It's pretty interesting. So he's going to be Nubs, right? So he's that teddy bear looking Jedi.
An Ewok?
Yeah, blue. He's not an Ewok, but he just looks like a teddy bear. Just a very, cuddly and cute, a little blue teddy bear.
So like a Wookiee kind of.
Yes, right. Emma Berman is Nash Durango. Jonathan Lapau is RJ-A3. And Peter Michael as Master Yoda.
Species. You didn't know a species is a Pooba.
Ah, okay. All right.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it belongs in a Lion King.
A brand new species. Yeah.
I'm not doing it right now.
No, that's fine.
Ever.
No, that's cool. So again, it takes place during the High Republic era. So it's it's a series for preschoolers. So I'm sure it'll be very interesting. If you have any young family members or any youngsters,
if you just enjoy watching Disney Junior cartoons.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we can. It doesn't matter how old you are. You can always learn something new. Who knows? Mm-hmm. All right. So that's pretty cool. That we have something for even the young people to watch. Right. So we will look out for those. Again, Visions and Young Jedi Adventures, both dropping on May the 4th. All right. Okay. Let's move on to Marvel.
Yes.
Do you remember we used to have Marvel Tea?
Yes.
The Marvel Tea.
Really?
Yeah.
That was a long time.
Well, I think it's time to bring that back because, Marvel is starting to pick up again, right? So we can have a Marvel Tea, and that will be our Marvel discussion. And whatever it is about Marvel, that's the Marvel Tea, right? Mm-hmm. So what we have coming up so far, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. I am excited for that.
Yes. So they dropped to Disney Plus today.
Yes, the first 6 episodes are on Disney Plus. So
if you've watched The Bad Batch, you've probably seen Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur pop up on the homepage.
Exactly.
So we will be reviewing that later on.
So I don't know if there are any Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur people out there, fans out there, or even fans of Visions and Young Jedi Adventures. Tell us, what it is you're looking forward to. But yes, so Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is available now on Disney Plus. This Friday, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania opens. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to that.
Friday, February 17th.
Yes.
We will be seeing it on Monday, the 21st, I believe.
Yeah, we'll see it over the weekend. And
20th.
We'll talk about it,
Yes. So we might do like an out-of-theater review. Yes. Like we did with Wakanda Forever.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Because if you guys saw that video, we were in the KOP Mall, which was near the theater we went to.
Yeah.
And we did a live review while we were there.
Yeah. Yeah. So who is ready for Ant-Man and the Wasp? If you're going to see it this weekend, let us know. Can't wait to see that and talk about that as well. All right. So that's what we have going on with Marvel and Star Wars. We were very fortunate. We did a couple of interviews this past week. One with Okairo, who is, he is a fantastic content creator. He, if you heard of him, he goes by the First Okairo on Twitter, and he has a YouTube channel. Check him out. He's wonderful. He's fantastic. We had him on our episode, of our, conversation series. And we also in conversation series. And then we also had Alex and Molly Damon
of Star Wars
Explained. So that was pretty cool as well. We were actually on their program to review the first 2 episodes of the Bad Batch season 2. So now they are our guest. So more information on those 2 episodes with Okairo and Star Wars Explained coming up in the next few days. All right. Let's get the Q&A. Who do we have?
Who do we have?
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay.
Huh?
Okay. All right. So let's just keep moving.
Q&A.
Okay.
Hey guys, you've been following the IGN reveals for Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
We
have not.
Yeah. No.
Should we?
Yeah, well, tell us about it. Yeah, because I have not seen that. IGN reveals. So Jedi Survivor, that's a new. It's a
It's a
video game,
sequel
right?
to Jedi Fallen Order.
Right. Okay, and that's something that should be coming out shortly. Actually, to be honest with you, I have not been following the games. But yeah,
This is why that PS4 is coming.
Right. Okay. All right. And then Blacklight says, I'm actually surprisingly excited for Young Jedi Adventures, mainly for Yoda and the fact that it'll be our on-screen introduction to the High Republic. That's a very good point.
And the first one at that.
Yes, it'll be the very first time that we'll talk about the High Republic era. So that'll be cool. That'll be fun. All right. Okay. So now we saw Alex. Yes.
Q plus. You think the Spy Dancer Visions project will be set during the prequel, original, or sequels?
Oh, that's a hard question to answer. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to know because, well, now that you got in my head Jedi, Jabba's palace. Maybe it takes place during the original trilogy. Maybe
or
that's
in between the prequels and originals.
It could be. Yeah. Okay. So we're thinking maybe it's in between the original and prequel trilogy. And by the way, remember these Visions episodes are not canon, right? So they really don't have to take.
They aren't.
They're not canon. No, they're not canon. But they're just individual. Well, they're individual stories created by these writers and directors and producers. It has a Star Wars feel, but it doesn't necessarily has to fall in anywhere between any of the sequel or the original or the prequel trilogies. But who knows? Who knows? That's pretty cool, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's nice. I'm looking forward to Visions. Absolutely. All right. There was a tweet that came out a couple of days ago from E.K. Johnston. All right. You know who E.K. Johnston is?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. She
of course
is.
I do.
Oh, yeah. She wrote the Ahsoka novel, and she also wrote the Padme trilogy. She has announced that she is writing a new novel, right? And this is about Kira, all of Star Wars, Crimson Climb. All right. And that is going to be coming out.
Like her climb to power in Crimson.
Probably, yeah. And that's going to be coming out in October. That's the expected date, but I am definitely looking forward to that. I don't know if anyone knew about this book or heard about it, but what do you think this book is going to be about? It seems to me, based on the cover, because I noticed the outfit that Kira is wearing on the cover looks like an outfit that she wore in the Solo film, right? So I get the impression this is going to take place right after
Solo, but right before you reach the time of Crimson Dawn's rise.
Exactly right. So it's going to take place immediately after Solo when she had that communication with Darth Maul. I think that's where we're going to see Kira rise to power. So to me, it feels like it could be maybe the sequel to Solo without Solo.
You know what I think, though?
Yeah.
So maybe this will take place like right before. So you remember at around 5 BBY when Obi-Wan bested Darth Maul in combat in Rebels?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, maybe this will take place right around there, because that's when Kira was given full control of Crimson Dawn, as Maul was no longer there to lead it. So
I see what you're saying, right?
Maybe it would take place then. Because I don't see any other way of Kira having power unless the whole dynamic is the literal Crimson Climb of her reaching past Maul.
Well, that's a very good point. Although I do think you will still see Darth Maul play a role in it because he's going to teach her the ropes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's, I recall in, so we've been going over the War of the Bounty Hunters.
Yes.
So there's a comic book series out now regarding Crimson Dawn. So
Hidden Empire.
War of the Bounty Hunters. Hidden Empire is actually the current series taking place in the Crimson Dawn era. Right. She talked about how much Maul has taught her as far as, running a criminal organization. So I think the book may start there. And then, yes, there would be probably a point in the book where Maul does lose his life because of what took place on Tatooine with Obi-Wan. And then she becomes the leader of Crimson Dawn. And then, she just wreaks havoc from there, So yeah, I mean, that sounds like an exciting book. I cannot wait to read that. So we're looking forward to that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Blacklight,
IGN was
Yes.
given access to a lot of information, including a tour of Respawn Studios, interviews and concept arts, as well as the first 9 minutes of gameplay, which they released on their YouTube channel.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then one more thing that we wanted to talk about is we were fortunate enough to attend a media event this morning. All right. So we are,
Sure. As you know,
yes,
or might know,
okay,
Disney 100 is coming to Philadelphia this Saturday.
Yes, our
officially
hometown.
Opening.
Yes.
And we were at their press release this morning, shot off a cannon of confetti.
Okay,
sorry,
right.
I had to kind of trick him there.
Okay.
And cut the ribbon and officially opened the exhibit.
Right. So the exhibit. So first of all, the exhibit is nowhere else. This is the world premiere of the Disney 100 exhibit.
It'll be going to Germany soon, though.
It will be. Yes. Right. If you didn't know, there was a commercial that dropped during Super Bowl Sunday that talked about Disney 100 years.
Oh, that's Super Bowl.
Right. So
I feel so bad for the Eagles.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Well, yes, we are in the Philadelphia area, and so unfortunately, the Eagles did not win the Super Bowl.
Eagles did not fly; they broke their wing.
Okay. All right. So there was a commercial that dropped about Disney 100 that premiered Super Bowl Sunday. So this is what that commercial is about. So we have this exhibit. It covers everything regarding Disney from 1923 to the present. So of course there's a little bit of Pixar, and there's Star Wars, there's Marvel, and then there's Disney animation. It was a lot to see.
Don't you love Disney?
I do. I mean, yeah. I mean, Disney is groundbreaking. When things happen for the first time, usually it happens with Disney because they're the ones they're so innovative. They're always ahead of other corporations with marketing and their technology. So they have a lot going on, and this exhibit covers as much as it could in the last 100 years. So we saw it, and we were very fortunate to go in and see it for the first time. We did shoot some videos of it, so we're actually editing it right now, putting it together, and we'll keep you posted on when that will be up. But if you're not in the Philadelphia area and you just wanted to take a sneak peek of what it looks like from the inside, we can provide that information to you when we have that YouTube video available. All right. And then we're also very nice of people working with us to get us some interviews. So we were able, you were able to interview.
You were there.
Yes, I was there, but you were the one asking the questions.
As involved as you should be.
Well, that's all right. It's with Jeffrey Epstein, who is the D23 director. We also interviewed Larry Dubinsky, who is the president and CEO of the Franklin Institute. And the Franklin Institute, by the way, is a science museum in the Philadelphia area. And then we also, and this was interesting, Bob Gurr, right? He is a legendary person in Disney. He is 91 years old. He was there. You got the chance to speak with him about his life and his career, ask him some questions. It was inspiring, the conversation that you both had. He is a Disney Imagineer. So he, was responsible for building a lot of things, like Disneyland parks. So we can't wait to share that interview with you as well. So yeah, so that was the Disney 100 exhibition. So just wanted to give a special thanks to Stephanie Farr of the Philadelphia Inquirer, and to Stephanie Santo, who is Director of Communications at the Franklin Institute, for allowing us a seat inside the exhibit so we can see everything and ask questions and interview some great people there. So once again, when that is ready, we'll keep you posted. But that was wonderful, and the exhibit opens this weekend. Yes. Friday. Yep. All right. Any more Q&A?
No.
Okay. All right. So that is it for this episode then.
Yeah,
so we covered a lot. Yeah, actually, we went through it very quickly. I think we covered a lot, but there's a lot to look forward to. So we just wanted to thank you, everyone, for listening to us, or if you're watching us right now, thank you for tuning in. Keith, where can people find us?
So you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, Amazon Music, Audible, or wherever you get your podcasts. Socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Fathers in Galaxy. Website, fathersinGalaxy.com. Our merch store, fathersingalaxy.myspreadshop.com.
Okay.
And please check out our speaker page as well.
Okay. All right. So yes. Okay. So we do. All right. So we're going to, I think we do have some Q&A. So wonderful. Okay, great. Thank
Before
you.
we signed off.
Yeah. Before we signed off. Okay. All right. So yeah, once again, so there's a lot going on. I did see, we have a delay, so we appreciate your patience. So Blacklight. Yes.
February 17th is also day one of IGN FanFest 2023, where more footage and gameplay for Jedi Survivor will be shown.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. And then there is another Q&A coming up regarding Crimson Climb.
Okay. No, it's not. Great episode, guys. What are you most excited for with Mando Season 3?
Ooh, good question. All right.
Mando, come on. It's been 3 years since we've seen our favorite father-son duo since us, Din and Grogu.
Okay. So that's your answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Well, all right.
Answer carefully.
No.
I'll get the lightsaber.
No. We know that they're both back together, right? So, we know what happened during the Boba Fett episodes. They're back. Reunited, but I think most of the time they're going to be spending on their own. They're going to be on separate journeys. So we had this conversation where Din has to find himself. He has to find out what it means to be a Mandalorian. So he's going to probably take the Armorer's advice and go to Mandalore and atone for his sins, or
what else?
Whatever. Apparently, removing the helmet is not something that you're supposed to do. So
Bo-Katan seems kind of peeved about what he did, though. About the Darksaber thing. She seems kind of upset about that, so I feel like that's gonna bring up some conflict.
Absolutely,
and that she's gonna go for the jugular and take Grogu or something.
Okay, whoa, I don't think she would go that far, but you're right. She's upset that she doesn't have the Darksaber, and Din. It's funny. Din doesn't even want it.
He's like, just take the Darksaber. She's like, we must win it in ritualistic combat. Mando's just like, I'm gonna do to you what Luke Skywalker did to his lightsaber.
Yeah.
Chuck it over his shoulder. I'm gonna go now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's not gonna do that. I hope.
Yeah.
All right.
Mando's hanging on to the Darksaber.
But that's the funny thing, speaking of the Darksaber, I don't think we've seen the Darksaber in the trailer. Right? We don't see him holding the Darksaber. Do you recall?
Right.
Yeah. So I wonder. I don't know what that means. I guess maybe they're trying to keep that a secret. I mean, he still has to have it because in order for him to get it taken away, there has to be a combat.
See Gideon this season?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And that's another thing.
Yes.
We have not seen Moff Gideon in any of the trailers either, which is.
And we saw Dr. Pershing.
Yes, we did. We did see him.
We didn't see Moff Gideon. You have something I want.
That's very interesting.
I mean, the poster has the Darksaber, but other than that, we haven't seen it in the trailer.
Right. So again, Din Djarin is going to be on his own journey, which means that Grogu will be on his as well. I still believe that Luke is going to return to season 3.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Yes, Keith.
I need to break something to you.
Yes, go ahead.
So, you remember the Book of Boba Fett, right? And how Grogu left?
Yes.
Why would Grogu voluntarily go back to Luke to complete the training he just left for? I feel like that would be so indecisive and so incomplete from the storyline. Like, it wouldn't make sense for Grogu to have gone off to training and then decided he wanted to be with his dad and picked to go back and then come back to Luke afterwards. And plus, if he's with Mando now, this means he would survive when Kylo Ren destroyed the temple. Because if he goes with Luke, he's going to end up there. And if he survives, that might mess up the canon. Well, not necessarily, but
Well, I'm not saying that Grogu needs to stay with Luke for the rest of his life, but Grogu still needs training, right? So we know he has the Force. but he's still young, right? So he's 50 years old. He's young for his species.
Because we're 900 years old, you reach.
Exactly.
That's good. You are not.
So it just makes sense to me that Luke could have made a mistake, right? And let Grogu make the decision for himself, but maybe you, the Jedi, can make the decision for him because Grogu is still young. Maybe Grogu is not aware of, what it means to be a Jedi. Maybe that needs to be explained. And it should also be explained to him that he can have both. What I'm saying is
the very first Jedi was a Mandalorian as well.
What I'm saying is Luke, he doesn't have to challenge anybody. Luke is all powerful. He's the Jedi of all Jedi, outside of Ahsoka Tano. There is no other Jedi. So he can make
Cal Kestis as a Bridger.
Maybe. All right. But they're not as powerful as Luke. So Luke can make the decision to bring Grogu back and to train him and to allow Grogu to see his dad.
Omega.
What about Omega?
Force sensitive.
Oh, okay, well,
I'm clinging on to all hope.
Yeah, well, all right, well, that's fine. But I think Luke is in a position to make that decision. He can do that. He can go back and say, well, all right, we'll come with, talk to Din Djarin and make a compromise. Okay, so we'll spend this, Grogu can spend this much time with me learning to be a Jedi, and they can spend this time with you being dad and son. So that's what I think. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode.
Okay. Well, okay. Is that it? Because I do see.
Okay, Dad.
Yes.
Q&A.
Okay. All right. Q&A.
Do you think Jason Syndulla and or Zeb will appear in Ahsoka? It seems only fair given that Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera, Chopper, and Huyang will appear. I
think that's a great possibility because we know that.
Is that the droid? I feel like it's the droid.
Okay, well, to answer the question, I absolutely do think that Jason Syndulla can appear because Hera more than likely will be in Ahsoka. So, yeah, absolutely. And then we would want to know, well, okay, what happened to Jason? How is he doing? Is he force sensitive? And
yeah, he's the droid, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So, yes, I Blacklight, I do believe that we will see, and even Zeb. I don't know about Zeb. I don't know if we need to see all of Star Wars Rebels, all the team.
The king is
members.
Dead, and Ezra is
at
large.
Yeah, I understand it, but I don't want it to become a Rebels reunion. Although it seems like it is.
It better be.
You want it to be a reunion?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a reunion.
Dude.
Yes.
Bruh.
Okay. All right. So you want Zeb back?
Yes.
I don't necessarily think
Zeb was like the charm of Rebels.
Yeah, Zeb is a cool character. I don't think he needs
cat,
to be.
Literally, he's kind of a cat.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to be in Ahsoka. But
okay,
well, there we go. It might as well, right? So you got Hera, Sabine's going to be there, and you got Ahsoka. Then why not?
Just bring them all.
And they're looking for Ezra. So all right,
like just bring Ezra back.
Okay.
I'm so done with waiting.
Yes.
When did the last season end? 2019, 2017, 2018?
I don't recall. Yeah, around that time, maybe right before the Mandalorian started.
It's been like half a decade since we've gotten to see Ezra. So hurry up.
Right, and then Blacklight. Yeah, I see your question in regards to Crimson Climb. Yes, I'm very excited for that as well. Love to see Marvel Star Wars doing Cure and her comic trilogy. Absolutely. We are covering that as well. Yeah. So pretty cool. All right.
So that's it for this episode.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will be back again next Wednesday for episode 10. So until next time, take care, and we will see you again.